Our next guest on the show is from Hanna Real Estate Services, George Pierson. Hi, George.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you gentlemen this morning.
Yeah, great to see you too. George, the I-94 project, you're one of the people that's really excited about this.
I am extremely excited about it. I've been waiting a long time for this. My family had some property that was taken by eminent domain in 1978 for this project.
Wow.
And so I'm really looking forward to helping some of my former neighbors and people get some of their property developed for the 21st century.
That's right. Yeah, you were a business owner out there back in the day, right?
Once upon a time,
Yeah.
yes.
It's really an opportunity as they make this beautiful new gateway to Jackson to get really front row seat as a business having a location on 94.
Yes, and you know, with several of the properties that are both in the Elm Road, but I've got stuff all the way over to Mount Hope Road, some industrial property, Elm Road, North Palmer Road, and North Concord Road. I've got a new listing there as well.
George, when buyers are looking for a large piece of land, do they typically have something in mind ahead of time?
More than 90% of the time, yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, the larger parcels, they are for what I would love to see there, and I think most of the people in our county and our area would love to see, is big national companies come in that will make a lot of employment.
Yeah, a lot of jobs.
Good employment, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So people have been waiting until this 94th thing is done, right?
We have several that are waiting for the configuration, especially on the Elm Road, Seymour Road interchange, where there have been at least 3 major changes since the original blueprints came out for what they were going to do. Now that it's shifted a little bit east, and it's even by outward appearances coming and going, everybody can see that, as well as the next one down on Cooper Street. I have one property there that is on the southeast corner on the on-ramp as well.
Okay. You brought some properties along. Let's take a look at the Seymour Road one. I think Noah's going to pull up first.
Okay.
So talk us through this, George.
This is, I believe, Detman Road and Seymour Road, and it is very close to the Elm Road interchange.
Okay.
Just a little bit to the east of where the I-94 interchange is. It's frontage on I-94.
Oh, wow.
Visibility and frontage on I-94.
Wow.
Was this the golf course?
This is right next to the former Sparrowhawk Golf
Okay.
Course. I also have the former Sparrowhawk Golf Course listed for sale.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple hundred acres total there. The Sparrowhawk Golf Course is just west and north of this property, and other property that goes north to O'Leary Road and then east to Elm Road. So several different owners and several different properties. I've had some people inquiring about fairly large projects here.
Yeah. I mean, great pieces of land in between Jackson and Ann Arbor.
They are,
Yeah.
and the traffic count on Interstate 94, where 127 north and south funnel in between there is very good.
And that Elm Road interchange is going to be really nice with 3 roundabouts shuffling traffic onto 94, but then north and south on Elm. It'll be
This shot, that's Detman Road on the right-hand side.
Okay.
And so the subject property is just north of Interstate 94.
Okay.
And there is some low property there, but that one is about a 56-acre parcel.
Wow.
And the other parcels that are across to the west, left-hand side of the screen are available as well.
Would you say the traffic count was?
Don't have it right in front of me. It's
I can't believe.
Tens of thousands.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Are,
I'm thinking in the 60 range, but I don't know exactly today.
Mm-hmm.
George, are people buying land now more than they have in the last, let's say, 10 years? Has the last few years been a
Yes.
land grab, if you will?
Yes, and one of the things that we have for some of the properties here, we have a lot of large manufacturers or large businesses, both local and national, and some of the interests that I have, I'd like to be able to tell you who they are, but they don't
Yeah.
even want
Right.
other people knowing that.
Of
And
course, yeah.
I think once somebody does something on one of these and sees that, yes, there's natural gas, electricity,
Mm-hmm.
really good visibility from the roads, as well as the capability to do larger things with a good, ready, willing, and able population of workers.
So these are what would be considered shovel-ready?
More shovel ready than the last time around when a
Yeah.
lot of people were saying shovel ready.
Yeah.
Part of the thing with shovel ready the last time was a lot of the people didn't have, for example, the on-ramp and off-ramp, Elm Road here, the one at Seymour, that is the easy on-off from Elm Road. The Cooper Street, where the overpass is in place, along with the roundabouts. Those are a lot more shovel-ready, and they have the electrical, and we have very cooperative townships in the city of Jackson
That's great.
today too,
That's
more
great.
than maybe we had in the past.
Let's go out to Spring Arbor Road. We got a property out there for sale. How big is this property, George?
This one is actually two properties.
Okay.
It is, there's a 17-acre parcel on the north side of M60. This is the corner of M60, which is Spring Arbor Road, with Reynolds Road.
Okay.
And the power lines that are very well identified are high-intensity power lines for Consumers Power. They border on the east side and the north side of the north parcel. The north side of M60, that's very well marked there, and the south side of M60. The one on the south side of M60 is bordered by Sandstone Creek on the south side, and there's a bridge that goes across that. The one on the north side is approximately 17 acres. The one on the south side is approximately 27 acres. Both of those are commercial parcels as well.
And they're both, looks like they're both virgin properties.
They're a Christmas tree farm.
Oh,
okay.
really?
They were part of the Daswa Christmas tree farm, and the owners had them for a few decades, waiting for it to be the time. He and I agree it's time.
Yeah. We have another property out on Seymour as well. I don't know if we touched on that one yet, Noah. Oh, that was the same thing. You've been doing business since the late 70s around here, George.
I have, yeah.
What?
When I was a kid.
You were just a kid. Yeah, you were just a kid. But you've, you have so much business experience. What do you think we need in Jackson on one of these large properties? What would be perfect?
What I would love to see
Yeah.
is some of the electric auto manufacturers with a partnership with some of the other people that we have in the area.
Yeah.
I think everybody could speculate who that might be. I'd
Well,
like to see
yeah.
that, as well as some other
Right.
larger manufacturers that have really good, well-paying jobs that are stable for a lot of the people in our county.
And that's the key, good jobs too, right, George?
Good jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, good jobs that are stable and not coming and going.
Right.
10 or 15 years ago, and I know we had this conversation back then, a place like a Cabela's kind of operation, the county was hopeful we'd attract that kind of a retail, but those days are over.
For retail, yes.
Yeah.
For manufacturing, I think is the heart and soul of our county, and we have really good infrastructure. And with the rail, we have the airport, the rail, as well as I-94 with 127. There are other things that could work here, but the electrification is right in Jackson County's wheelhouse.
You've got a property in the city on Biddle we're going to take a look at.
I do.
So
This is a former manufacturing facility. This is a little bit over 12,000 square feet and is currently being used as a warehouse.
Is that airline there?
Correct.
Okay.
And airline in Biddle, it is Certainteed on the east side, Jackson Glass on the north side.
What a great potential spot right outside the city center.
It is.
High
And again,
traffic,
that
too.
one is ready for warehouse or manufacturing.
Wow.
That's
Looks
a good
like
shot.
great traffic flow around there to whoever would potentially buy that property. That's a great spot.
A lot of electricity, good
Yeah.
services available.
Generous zoning,
Excuse me?
generous zoning.
I believe, yes. I
Yeah.
think if you're industrial,
Yeah.
it's industrial zoning.
Over in, that's a great shot too. I love seeing some of these aerial shots on these properties you have, George. They're great. Let's go out to 94 in Grass Lake. Let's go out there. Okay, so where exactly is this property, George?
This property, this is looking from north to south. This is by the Blake Woods Medical Center.
Oh, okay, yep.
So this right here is on Blake Road, and this aerial view is looking right now east to west. Now we're looking north to south. There's the Blake Woods Medical Center on the left. I've got 3 properties by the Blake Woods Medical Center, both east side and west side. This one is Great Lakes Professional Center in Grass Lake.
It's awesome. You've got a lot going out there.
There's stuff available,
Yeah.
especially for a building, but we have some other things available for investors.
Medical would be good for either of those 2 pieces of property.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
You notice if you drive 69 down through northern Indiana, it's like medical on both sides all the way down. It's unbelievable.
We have a few people that have done some medical things here. One I've brought to your attention that did a lease here last year, and hopefully we can follow up on that again. Somebody that's doing some really interesting stuff with medical manufacturing, and that was a lease last summer. And you know, that kind of stuff, I love to see it, and I think most of the other people like to. It's similar to Stryker or Biomed or Dupuis or Zimmer, the kinds that do really high-end manufacturing that are great jobs and great employers.
Yeah, it's actually happening right now in Jackson. It's
Yes.
just starting.
Yes.
Right? So we could see some big things.
I'd love to, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of other people would too, and I think if it takes off, it will continue because you have people like me in my 60s that I may need some replacement parts.
Well, George has matched up these wizards of medical invention with the experts in medical manufacturing that are already here in Jackson. So that's the next step.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that separates you from some of your colleagues. Your years in business, your years as a business owner, as a financial advisor, it really helps you kind of see the whole project, right?
And to try to match up things that are new here.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm hoping to get some things that'll really work well. I'm optimistic.
With the home situation, real estate, the tight supply, that's completely different from what's happening in commercial.
Yes and no. They're related because when you have the growth of jobs and incomes and people that are working, you have the residential, and when we have low rates, which we still have very low rates, low 4s right now. I never thought I'd see below 5 when I was younger doing other financial stuff for a living. So you still get really good rates, and there's a supply problem because you have a hard time getting everything from the nuts and bolts to the wood to the metal to the people to put it all together for you. And zoning issues sometimes, or there's hurdles sometimes that need to be jumped in order to get a project done.
So a housing developer might be the perfect customer for that Spring Arbor Road property.
Very possibly, yes. You know, housing development there, or even we've had some people doing multifamily or large multifamily that have looked in the Elm, I-94, Seymour area as well. So for multifamily, because we have a need both in the city of Jackson as well as all around.
Yeah, we sure do.
Yeah, we saw that waiting list for the Albert Kahn.
Oh.
Three ring binders.
It's amazing.
So there's some that aren't going to get it that still
Yeah,
need a place.
Absolutely, quite a few, yeah.
Thanks for sharing the properties with us, and thanks for coming in today.
And thank you very much. I enjoy talking with you guys.
Thank you, George, appreciate it.
George Pierson from Howard Hanna Real Estate Services in Jackson, his office at the Summit Oaks Mall. More of the morning show after this.